present on a topic called as the habit of savings and investments, which is at this point of time, I think very crucial. Madam Rupashri asked me to do something, talk on something like investments and savings so that children get educated, and also so many others, who would want to know more about these aspects. So let us begin with a very good note. As the first slide says, we should build the good habits, and we should try to change our habits and also to change our lives. So friends, from the beginning we will be looking at how to save money and what are the various unwanted things that usually Indians do in contrast with the other world countries, and how exactly systematically we Indians can do savings and investments. So by looking at this next slide, we can easily conclude that Indians are far better than United States citizens in terms of taking credit. Taking credit is not a bad idea, but too much of credit in our account will create a dent in our savings. So you can see very clearly from the graph that India's credit card debt is 10 times lesser. Rather, you can say US credit card debt is 10 times more than the Indian credit card debt. But does it really mean that we are very good in savings, very good in investments? Maybe there is another story to it. So let us try to explore how exactly the formula of savings and investments work. So by going to the next slide, we can look at some facts over here. You can see, I'll just try to take a pen. Okay, I'll just try to take a pointer. Okay, it's not happening. Okay, so you can see this data. According to the World Inequality Database, an annual income of rupees 18.6 lakhs is more in 2021, which means it would put an Indian among the richest 1% of the country if you have a bank balance of around 18.6 lakh rupees per annum. So that is how the rich or ultra rich class of people can be represented. If anybody has an income of more than 18.6 lakhs, we come under the top 1% in India. But having said that, okay, when you look at the next data, the upper class, we can call them as upper class or higher class in India, generally refers to individuals with a monthly household income of more than 1.5 lakhs. So a person who has more than 1.5 lakhs will easily earn an income of up to 17, 18 lakhs or up to 20 lakh rupees per annum, which brings them to top 1% of the richest, Indians. So we should feel lucky if we are earning more than 1.5 lakh rupees per month. We come in top 1%. And also globally, if I have to tell you a fact, only 4% of the entire world population earns more than 1 lakh rupees per month. So that is the harsh reality. And if any one of us are earning anywhere between 1 lakh to 1 lakh 50,000 rupees per month in Indian rupees, we are blessed and we are God gifted children. So we should never, focus more on the greed or earning more money than what is required. So in India, we can see the middle income group is defined as households with an annual income between 7.5 lakh to 15 lakh rupees. So most category of people, many Indian citizens who belong to middle income group, hard working and tax paying group, fall under this bracket of 7.5 lakhs to 15 lakh rupees per annum. So according to the recent data by National Statistical Office NSO, and the per capita income in 2021 was 1,27,000 per annum which which is not a very lower side of amount, neither a very large amount as compared to the other parts of India. In financial year 2021, a majority of Indian households fell under the aspirers category, earning between 12,500 and 50,000 Indian rupees a year. So this belongs to the poor class of uh, people whose income is only 12,500, in the range of 12,500 to 50,000 rupees per year. So you can define these people as below poverty line or under lower middle class category of people. Now, why this particular data I thought of bringing to you all is, if we are earning a decent amount, which is maybe more than 50,000 or up to 60 or 1 lakh rupees, we should be blessed. And we are the blessed people living in this great country. So we should never undermine our income or our resources, which has come through our hard work, efforts, the organizations where we work, the businesses that we do. So we should now, when we know more about the monetary aspects of how Indians earn, we should also now think about whether saving money or investing money is a wise decision. If it is a wise decision, are we into that ship where we are sailing towards a right approach of savings and investments? Let's look. Let us go to the next slide. So friends, here you can see the first formula where you earn a particular income. I'm sorry, the pointer is not working. The stylus, I'll just place it somewhere. I'll use my fingers. So when we look at this income aspect, we have several sources of income, friends. We may be earning it through freelance projects. We may be earning it through temporary employment, permanent employment, working somewhere as an employee, or we may be doing business. So when we generate income, we bring income into our bank accounts, and from that income, after paying taxes and so many compulsory deductions, we have to look at spending the money as well as saving some portion of that income for our future. So generally what Indians do, the common mistake, when we earn money through salary or through business, we try to yeah, I'm able to hear somebody speak. Is there any voice issue? Shiva sir, Rupa madam?
No, sir, you can continue.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So when we get some income, we should never focus on spending the money. First, we have to set a target for savings, and whatever is left after saving a particular target money. Let us say a person is earning 1 lakh rupees. Just a general assumption. In 1 lakh, a compulsory target of saving 30,000 has to be done. So 1 lakh minus 30, 30 goes as saving. In the remaining 70,000, you will have to do the expenses. So Indians or anybody who would like to spend more money on luxury items, television, or any unwanted or discretionary item, the thinking of spending first and saving later is a very wrong idea. It is not a right formula. So what is the right formula? It is over here. When we get the income, we have to save the money first, and then we have to go for spending. So save first and spend later is our success mantra for saving and investment. So if you have only one source of income, Warren Buffett says, the world's richest investor, he says that you should never have only one source of income. You should have a secondary source of income. If you also have a third source of income, like along with your salary, if you are getting income from consultancies or projects, or if you have a rental income, So combined together, when you have 3 to 4 streams of income, that is an added advantage. So in that, you can systematically plan to save the money first and then set aside a portion for spending, so that you don't deviate from the uh, you know uh, long-term objective. Now, see what happens when we have income and successfully we manage to save the money. When we take some portion of income minus expenses, whatever is left will be savings. So when you get a particular salary, you can see this green bar. This gross component will consist of your home loan EMIs, or the tax deducted at source, or any other compulsory expense which you cannot avoid. So that is the gross income or gross salary we get, and the professional tax, the GST that we pay to the government through buying products or services, entire thing goes as a compulsory deduction, and what remains is net. From this net, whatever expenses you have, okay, like buying clothes or buying a mobile phone or spending money on certain items required for household activities, can be considered as expenses, and a very little portion remains for savings. Now, this particular component, savings, should go into your bank accounts or into the next process, which is called as investments. It has to go very, very systematically and with a particular target. If we try to reduce the savings, then we will have a long-term impact of not doing it systematically. And we will see what particularly the common mistakes we do as Indians. So we have to be disciplined. So the formula should not be to spend money first, that is income minus expenses is equal to saving. The right formula is whatever income we get, first priority should be given for savings, and then the second priority is whatever is left after saving money should be spent. Another proverb of Warren Buffett, he says, when we earn a particular income, whatever is left after saving the money has to be spent. So that is the success mantra for savings initially. Only when we do savings systematically, then only we can think of investing the amount wisely into various other avenues or aspects. Now, put savings first is the success mantra. Now, see, this is just an assumption. If somebody is aged 25, I'm sure out of all the participants, around 70 to 80% of you all will be around 25 years. So let us assume like the year, beginning year is 2015 over here. You can place 2023 and you are 25. And as we grow in our life horizon, the expenditure will increase. You can see this particular line. The expenses will increase year on year. Your schooling, education, and then college fees, everything. So on the lower side and on the higher side, the amounts are written like for education, somewhere around 150K, which means 1,50,000 on the lower side and 3 lakh rupees on the higher side. And as we join a job or we start, our journey as employee, we may also think of buying a car at the age of 30, and there will be EMIs on the car loan, wherein on an average 9,000 rupees for 7 years EMI equated monthly installments you have taken. So like this, the expenses go on increasing, and at the age of 32, we may think of doing investments in the real estate. But see, at the age of 35 to 40, we will see that normally most of us will have a saturation or the maturity of our experience, and the income will somewhere go closer to the peak of our career, or it will come to a stagnant point from where you may not have a great rise in the income, with certain exceptions. If we grow in the other sector and we earn exponentially much higher than what we were earning earlier, that is a different story. But normally, around the age of 35 or 40, you will have children, you will get married, you will have children. Again, the life process of your children and your next generation will continue, but the expenses won't stop. So just because of this one reason called as expense, which is mainly because of the inflation in every economy, inflation is a demon which eats away your bank amount or your savings or investments if you have not done it systematically. So what happens as the inflation increases and your income stops at a particular age, when you retire, your expenses will be higher and income will start reducing. So we should never allow that thing to happen. So the strategies are, you have to plan for your life. So always you should think of having a house to live. Okay, then you should have a proper savings fund for saving money for the rainy days. There is a proverb, and we should always prepare ourselves for our health contingencies. So when we look at all those aspects, we will be systematically saving money. So in general, like only 4% of the Indian population, like out of 100 people, only 4 to 5 percent of Indians take health insurance or mediclaim insurance, wherein the remaining 96 people out of 100 don't take a medical insurance, don't secure their health nor their well-being of the family. And all of a sudden, when there are hospital expenses, healthcare expenses, they liquidate the fixed deposits, they liquidate some financial assets which are very precious, like gold, silver, and then they pay to the hospitals, which is a very bad idea. And a lot of people in India are doing it, unfortunately. So, this mindset of not taking an insurance has to completely go away from the Indian minds. Most of us do that mistake. So, for our healthy future or a post retired life, if we have to live happily, during medical emergencies, if we need not have to pay more money, we have to always take health insurance policy. So that is very important. So there are some budgeting rules which I found out from internet, and I felt that these have to be implemented by each one of us. So whenever we earn income, compulsorily out of 100 rupees worth income, 20 rupees has to be set aside as a liquid cash in your bank. So friends, here saving money means our mind goes only into a particular bank account. Okay, I will keep 20 rupees out of 100 rupees in Axis Bank, in State Bank of India. That is not the only way you can do. You can earn more monthly interest or the rate of interest by investing in debt mutual fund, which are called as overnight mutual funds. Okay, you can log into moneycontrol.com, and it is as good as keeping your money into a savings bank account, and you can withdraw it anytime, and the money will be credited back into your bank account within one working day. And now, okay, they are all highly liquid, marketable, highly liquid securities. So out of 100 rupees, compulsorily 20% of the savings, that is 20 rupees, should go to savings, and in the remaining 50%, we require it for our day-to-day household expenses or for groceries, etc. And then the budget for 30% goes for shopping, subscriptions, eating out, fulfilling our fantasies like going out on a trip or buying some costly items. In the remaining 30%, we will have to focus. And from this 20% of savings, which you do regularly, you should think of investing. Now, what I felt was rather giving the importance on the various avenues of investments. If we know what are the common mistakes we are doing as Indians, I think it will give us an edge to invest and save money wisely for our future. So let us look at some common financial mistakes which Indians do, and let us not try to repeat whatever is shown in the next slides. So the first and the foremost common mistake that we as Indians do is we do not take up financial literacy programs. We are highly intellectual. We Indians claim to be most advanced societies, a growing economy, emerging economy, blah, 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 everything that we speak. But given a fact, a very intelligent doctor, lawyer, or even a professor or a IIT graduate may fail to manage his or her finances. That is a very harsh truth. The financial literacy for each and every Indian is missing. Whereas when we contrast our education with the US education, there are people called as financial doctors. So financial doctors will make sure that they are wealth managers. They will not allow you to deviate from your life goals. Or, you may have a thought of buying a car or a villa or a great property with your income. That aspect will be taken care by wealth managers or financial doctors in Western countries, whereas in countries like India, financial literacy is missing. How can you equip with the financial literacy? Attending seminars on financial planning like you are doing right now, read research papers, write research papers on the investing. You should read a lot of online articles, journals, books on personal financial planning. So here I can show you one book which I always refer, which is by CNBC, the financial planning, the only financial planning book which every Indian needs. I think it is around 500 rupees only, published by CNBC. So it is a must have for each and every Indian. And you should always read or know the examples of marketing and awareness to the general public. Financial literacy is missing. And another common mistake what Indians do is we think of taking insurance policy, we substitute insurance policy as investment. Sorry, insurance policy is not an investment. Insurance policy is the premium you are paying against the risk for your life, risk on the assets that you are owning, like a car or a building or your own life. Insurance policies are unfortunately considered by 95% of the Indians as investments, which is a unappreciated and a very wrong idea. So that has to be considered for saving, as a very minuscule percentage of money which goes as premium to protect your life or the valuable asset. So you should have some 2 or 3 insurance policies, and you need not have many insurance policies in your basket. I know many people who have taken 10 insurance policies, 15 insurance policies, and they sit and talk around as if they are Mukesh Ambani's. So that is a very wrong idea. Next mistake that Indians do is we take the credit cards, but we do not make the payment on time. We always think that credit card is a amount which helps us to buy anything which is more than our bank account balance, and we can pay it later at any given point in time. So that is a wrong idea. Luckily, if you look at the Indians who take credit cards, only 4 people out of 100 have credit cards in India, whereas when you look into the United States, they are 40 people out of 100 with credit cards. So with that one aspect, Indians are not okay that much. We have not put ourselves at risk to that level where US people have put. Actually, the US citizens or even in China, they are having more trillions of dollars worth debt as compared to India in terms of credit. So when we are paying credit card bills and we look at the lucrative or mouth watering EMIs, only 2000 rupees, sir, pay only 1500 rupees per month. You should not buy anything and everything that comes in your way. That is one mistake that we commonly do. Another mistake is we don't have an idea about the power of compounding, which Albert Einstein himself said that if there are 7 wonders in the world, there is an 8th wonder called as the formula or power of compounding. Friends, I would like to give you a success formula over here, which is the rule of 72. I am writing 72 over here. So this rule of 72 is a very powerful concept which will give you a basic idea of how your money doubles given a particular rate of interest. So very quickly, what I'm going to do now is I will take a calculator and let me type 72 on the screen, and let us say your bank, okay, in the savings bank, if you are earning 4% rate of interest, 72% divided by, what I'll do is I will type 4 and I'll press equal to, you are seeing this number, right? 18. It will take 18 years for your money to double at the rate of 4% if you keep only in the savings bank. So unfortunate. Now you see, when you keep it in the FD, 72, rule of 72, when you type 72 and you divide it by, let us say a bank FD is offering you 6%, I will divide it by 6 and I will say equal to, your bank FD will double. If you have invested 1 lakh rupees, it will become 2 lakh rupees after 12 years. Is that a wise decision? I leave it to you all to think. Whereas when you consider the rate of inflation, every third year or fourth year, the money has to double in order for you to sustain in the normal living or lifestyle. So again, let's go to rule 72. 72 divided by, let us say you have invested in a mutual fund, or you have invested in some corporate bonds or stocks, electronic traded funds, or real estate investment trusts, REITs, which are found right now. If they are offering you around 16 to 20%, so on a lower side, if we take 16%, rule of 72 divided by 16, your money will decently or very easily double in 4 or 5 years, which I am sure most of you would have heard about a postal scheme, Kisan Vikas Patra. Earlier, it used to double by 5 years. Now it doubles in 7 years, 7.5 years. So, which is again a wrong idea. So, when you invest in a mutual fund or any company stock in anticipation of rule number 72, any good company stock may give you around 20% decent returns. So see, when we divide it by 20, 70 divided by 20, your money will easily double in 3 or 4 years. So let us say after fourth year, your 1 lakh rupees becomes 2 lakh rupees, and it will, let us say, double in another 4 years, that is in a span of 8 years, the same 1 lakh rupees becomes 2 lakh, 2 lakh rupees becomes 4 lakhs, 4 becomes 8 lakhs, 8 becomes 16 lakhs, 16 lakhs becomes 32 lakhs. So by the age of 50 or 60, when you think of retiring, a small amount called as 1 lakh might have become 50 lakhs or even 1 crore rupees. So friends, that is the power of compounding. So this is one common mistake where we do. We immediately take away the matured FD, or we take away whatever profits we have earned from mutual funds, and we spend that on luxury hotels, buying a car, and doing some nonsense activity. Though, not saving the money, excuse me, that is a wrong idea. Let's go to the next one. Another wrong, just a minute. Okay, another wrong approach that we follow is we buy stocks or equity shares based on the tips without any knowledge. So any Tom, Dick, and Harry saying anything on Facebook, WhatsApp, many of us, 90% of us have become students of WhatsApp University, Facebook University, instead of becoming a hardworking student of the universities we belong. So that is so unfortunate. So just by looking into some news or tips given by some XYZ, we take our investment decisions, which is a very, very wrong idea. So you should always learn the techniques of investments and then put your hard earned money into equity shares and things like that. So that is one mistake. The next mistake is we become the victim of lifestyle inflation, taking decisions like moving from 2 BHK home to 3 BHK home. Even the joint family system has started eroding. So places where 5 or 6 people used to stay, only 3 or 4 are staying, and from 3 it has come down to 2 people in the family, but the houses are becoming bigger. So we want a luxurious lifestyle, more space in the sense more money goes out of your bank balance. So that will create a big problem in our future, and also it creates a problem in investing. So that is a big problem. Another mistake that we do is we buy things just because they are on discount. Normally, even if poison is offered for 10%, 20% discount, rat poison, Indians have a mentality of going and buying poison also at a discounted price. So that is a very wrong idea. So we have come to a stage where many Indians do impulsive buying. When you buy large quantities of products from shopping malls and come back home and sit for analysis, you will see that you would have bought 5 to 6 items which are unwanted. So just because of free gifts and discounts, we go on buying, like Flipkart's big billion days, Amazon's festival sale. Pointlessly, we buy Apple phones, Samsung phones, as if there is no tomorrow. But actually, our tomorrow or future will be secured only when we invest wisely. That is a wrong culture. The next mistake that we commonly do is we get tempted to go for an exotic vacation just because someone has put a post on Facebook and Instagram. We see many of our friends posting images of Simla, Manali, Dubai, and we just put in all our savings into some tourism, okay, or scheme, or rather you can call as tourism scam, who would take you for a long ride. Obviously, if not for lakhs of rupees, for crores of rupees, they will give you a beautiful world trip. So that temptation has to be avoided. just because my friend has gone to Manali, if I come under a pressure that even we should go to Manali without any objective, wandering around like a tribe pointlessly, that is a wrong idea. You should go only when the formula of savings, once you save enough money, the remaining which you have kept as expenditure, only in that, if your budget permits, you should go. Otherwise, just by looking into Facebook, Instagram, it is a foolish decision. The next mistake which we Indians do is we do not track the cash flows. I remember my parents and many other, elders keep a track of the money that they used to spend earlier. But nowadays, we have lost the track of the cash flow. How much money has come into our bank accounts? How much of money is getting wasted unnecessarily? All those have to be brought in once again. So I recommend or I suggest each one of you to prepare Excel sheets. If not maintenance of diaries, please make sure you have Excel sheets. I have free, some samples to show how to exactly maintain, okay, the data in Excel sheet. I'll just take you to personal budget, where you can see in the personal budget, this is just a template. Let us say your salary is 50,000. I'm typing 50,000 over here with the set formulas. Okay, the graph will start appearing over here. So if 50,000 is the income, and let us say I'm earning a rental income of 20,000 rupees. So the total income per month will be 70,000 rupees. So what you have to do is you have to also look at the insurance premium. Let us say you are paying 5,000 rupees towards insurance premium, and electricity expenses around 1,000, cable TV, let's say 2,000 rupees. So the expenses would come to 8,000 rupees, and savings, if you have planned to save around 7,000, and travel and transport, let us put one particular amount here. For travel, let us say you need 5,000 rupees. So automatically a graph is drawn over here. So now friends, what I'm doing is I'm using Excel sheet to maintain the savings and investments very wisely, so that I don't deviate from my investments and savings, and I don't land up, spending money on unwanted things. Okay, so that is a right approach. And you can see just below the pie chart, a automatic bar chart is drawn. Out of the total 70,000 income, around 13,000 goes for the total expenses. So it means the remaining has to go additional savings according to budget. Immediately my Excel sheet will show with the formula over here that it should be 50,000 which should go into the savings. So this is how we have to track the budget. Now in the savings tracker also, uh, if the organizers allow me, I can share the link to the participants later on. So the salaries you can write, okay, any salary that comes to you. So you can see on the right side, the salary goes on adding yearly salary. And when you pay certain bills, like I'm putting some random numbers here, XYZ numbers here and there. So you can see a graph is being drawn over here. So if I put some amounts here randomly, so you can see the graph over here. So expenses towards the piggy bank or pension, festivals, birthdays, holidays, emergencies, long term, all this will appear instantaneously. Okay, so that particular thing we have to take care. So there is no tracking of cash flows in amongst Indians, which has to be followed, friends. So let's go to the next slide. we do not create any emergency budget. Assume that you lose a job, okay, wherein you are earning around 50,000 rupees. So emergency budget has to be always available. Like, I remember, my parents used to say, if during contingencies, or if anything goes wrong in the career or in the business, we should have a stopgap arrangement of 6 months to 1 year if something goes wrong in our job or business. So your expenses, now you saw in the Excel sheet, you may have a salary of 50,000 rupees and the expenses, compulsory expenses are 20,000 rupees. So 20,000 rupees multiplied by 6 months, which comes to around 1 lakh 20, or you can keep a buffer of 1 lakh 50,000 rupees. 1 lakh 50,000 rupees has to be untouched. It has to be kept in one separate bank account in case of emergency. Okay, in case something goes wrong in our lives, each one of us are bound to face problems because we are all human beings. So to meet such emergencies, we need to have emergency budget. So please remember, income, the portion of income should not be your emergency budget, whereas expenses multiplied by 6 months to 1 year, in case you don't get a job for next 4 months or 5 months, or your business goes towards south, okay, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, if it falls drastically during COVID, many businesses shut down their shutters. So in those cases, minimum 6 months to 1 year of emergency budget, which is the multiple of the expense, has to be maintained. I don't think so many Indians do this. So let us follow this habit of maintaining emergency budget. And as we spoke earlier, there is no medical insurance. As I told earlier, only 4% or 4 people out of 100 are having medical insurance in India. So this is a very wrong idea. Okay, the remaining 96% of people, whenever they undergo cardiac treatment or heart surgery, diabetes or cancer treatment or whatever medical expenses, they will have to pay out of the pocket. Income may be 50,000, but they may have to take loan and pay 50 lakh rupees, which is a very wrong idea. So it is better to be insured taking 9,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees worth medical insurance. And also under section 80C and all, you get a medical insurance deduction in the tax. So why don't we take advantage of it? So that is one wrong idea where Indians, don't do. Next is, there is no financial plan. Because there are no financial doctors in India, there is no financial plan. A very small percentage of Indian higher education focuses on things like MBA finance, or doing a finance course, or MA economics, or any particular financial planning course. Very few people take up, and majority of them become more intelligent but not intelligent in managing finances, and they fail. So this is where we Indians have to correct ourselves. No diversification. Some people think that investing in stock market is the only better idea. They invest all their money into stock market, or they take all the money and only buy gold, which is a wrong idea. Or some people will think that only buying real estate, or building many homes, as many homes as possible, is a good idea. So they put all the eggs in one basket, which is a wrong idea. So diversified approach has to be there when we invest our hard-earned money. So savings and investment have to go hand in hand. Another problem in India, majority of the elders or people, as we can see on this slide, they do their children marriage at a very luxurious place, Bangalore Palace grounds or Woodland hotels, or Leela Palace, Ashok Palace. just to show off in front of their relatives who don't care about the couple, rather they care more about where they stayed, whether the accommodation was good or bad, whether the people served them good food or no. So that is a wrong mentality. So the mentality of saving money first and also investing, and then if you are rich enough to conduct a marriage in a very good marriage hall and serving good food, you're most welcome. Otherwise there is no need of taking care of such marriage expenses where people don't deserve. So this is one area, okay, where we have to take care in India. And this is another problem, a wrong idea amongst Indians, that buying excessive gold will keep them safe for their future. So many of us are aware that gold deposits and then nidhis or bandars were found underground. Even in most of the Indian temples or places, we find gold deposits. So gold worth lakhs and crores of rupees are digged out, and it goes back to the government. Rather, you could have invested the same money which goes in the industry, and your investments get circulated in the industry wheel, and you also would have made money, and the returns would be generated for your next generation. So there were some unfortunate incidents in the past due to Britishers attacks and the Mughal invasion and so many East India or Dutch Britishers coming into India. Indians deposited gold, or they kept gold as a safety for future. But definitely this is not the era or time where we have to fear so much that gold will take care of your future. So gold is important, but definitely, the statistics says you should not keep more than 5% of your total income into gold. So if you are earning 1 lakh, sorry, anybody has any question? Anyone has any question? Okay, I think there is a noise in the background. Somebody has unmuted. Fine. So gold ETFs. You have to keep a habit of investing in gold ETF. What is ETF? It is electronic traded fund. Like I have opened the screen over here. I would like to show you all how to invest in a gold ETF. So when we look at the okay ETFs, so there is something called as gold bees. Okay, gold bees, which is called as ETF. Now, when we look at the fundamentals of this gold ETF, you can see it is a electronic traded fund actually of Nippon India. Its objective is to provide returns that before expenses, all this, okay, corresponding to the returns provided by domestic price of the gold through physical gold. There will be some component of physical gold kept against, okay, the actual gold, and those securities will be converted into electronic traded fund, and you can buy gold at a price of 51 rupees or even lesser than that when the gold prices fall. And okay, that is how systematically we can invest the money in gold ETF. So investing in physical gold is a wrong idea. Investing in gold sovereign bonds, investing in gold ETF is a right approach. The other common mistake Indians do is an extremely conservative approach with investment. We all feel that there is no other investment better than FD, fixed deposit investment. I have shown you using calculator the rule of 72, that it will take 12 years to double your money. Whereas because of the inflation, the rate of inflation is around 8% to 9% per year, you are actually getting poorer in the next 5 years or 6 years by investing in FD. By investing in FD, actually, if you have invested 1 lakh rupees now, it may double in 12 years. But in the 12th year, the inflation would have eaten up the value of your 1 lakh rupees, and the actual invested value would have become 80,000 or maybe 70,000. So why should we burn our money even when we have crores of rupees or lakhs of rupees with us? So that concept of only FD or only recurring deposits has to go away from the minds of Indian investors. I feel pity on certain aspects as well, where only 4%, 4 to 5% of Indians participate in the stock market, which gives around 20% to 25% returns per year. In contrast with the same, okay, foreign institutional investors investing in India, it is more than 60%. They take away money from India and make more money, whereas we, in our own Indian markets, we participate hardly in a minuscule number, 4% to 5%. That is a very wrong approach, friends. It has to be taken care. So there is another common problem where we lack the clarity between asset and liability. Whenever we buy a car, we buy a car. Let us assume we bought it for 10 lakh rupees. Okay, 10 lakh rupees worth car. So for this additional 10 lakh rupees, to show off to our friends and colleagues, we host a party worth 50,000 rupees. And we say that we have invested in a car, which is a foolish decision, foolish idea. You have not invested, you have created a liability by not investing, whereas you have created a liability because the car value depreciates. So any asset which depreciates in value over a period of time cannot be called as an asset, whereas only as a word of mouth we keep telling our friends and colleagues that we have made an asset. Obviously, if you are using the car for the business which could generate revenue like taxi services or something as such, that can be called as asset. Or any saving or investment, surplus of savings or investments, if you have 10 lakh rupees plus which is lying idle, okay, you may think of buying a car. Car is a necessity, but people spend it as if it is a investment, which is a wrong idea. Another problem with Indians is we consider any frugal item as a cheap item or an economic item. Okay, if some group of students or some group of people from non-government organizations, NGOs, come to your doorstep and ask for 5,000 rupees dakshina, I want to build a temple, or we group of people are doing some charity for blind people. We don't mind giving away 5,000 rupees or spending 2,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees in Wonderla or going here and there, and we consider discounts as cheap. But if you go and ask the same money to a business manager or economic manager, they will do proper market research analysis, and only then they will pay 5,000 rupees from their pocket. So spending money wisely, even if we think that it is cheap, should not go out of your pocket as much as you expect. So ati dana daridra lakshana, that is one proverb which we have to remember. Just give me some break, just a pause. I'll drink a sip of water. The next common mistake is we always say, even as a child, I remember nale martini, or I will do things tomorrow. That is called as procrastination. We are giving confidence to ourselves and our parents, friends, family members, promising them that I will surely do it tomorrow. So our mind records that as I will definitely do it tomorrow. And tomorrow, when tomorrow comes, again the mind repeats to yourselves, again I will do it tomorrow. So tomorrow never comes. So if you have thought of investing, you have to do it today and right now. So procrastination or procrastinating about I will do a great business, I will do a great job are a wrong is a wrong idea. So you should never procrastinate investment decisions, at least in your life. So another major problem or mistake in India is we spend a lot of money on fancy stuff. After you buy a certain item, you try to buy accessories for it. You try to make it more fancier, fancy car, fancy house, fancy wristwatch, okay, fancier stuff around us, which will create more liabilities, which has to be avoided. Going to the next one, lack of patience. Many youths nowadays think of earning money as quickly as possible. So in my friend circle and some of my group of investor friends and followers, they have a habit of trading in the stock market, which I don't recommend. They trade in futures, options, and lose a lot of capital at a very early stage. And that losing of capital will have a problem in their personal lives. They will try to borrow the same exact money to make more returns from the stock market, and continuously they keep leveraging or taking more of loan to recover the previous loan, only because of one reason: lack of patience. I was a victim of such a thing where one of my student had taken a lot of money, promising that he will give me a particular percentage of returns. So out of my personal experience, I would like to tell you that there are a lot of people around you who will come and promise, who will come and tell you that they will make more money for you, and they may take lakhs of rupees from you, and they will simply run away with your capital, not because they are thieves or robbers, but the market will take away their capital, which is your hard earned capital. So that lack of patience, I want to become rich within 1 year or 2 years, is creating a big problem in India right now. And more than 13 crores demat accounts, 13 crore is a number of demat accounts are are opened. They have been opened in India itself, and God knows where and how people are trading or investing. So be very cautious with people who promise a particular rate of return that is all false. So SEBI, being a NSE and BSE certified trainer, I would like to tell you, don't indulge yourselves into some third party giving you any word of advice. You give us 10 lakh rupees, sir, I will give you 5% rate of return. That is all bullshit. It is not going to happen. Otherwise, Mukesh Ambani, Azim Premji, all of them would have kept money with such people only, right? Okay, I hope I'm not eating away your time. It is 6:42. Within the next 5 minutes, I will try to wind up. Please look at the slide. Another common mistake is we depend much upon others for investment decision. Friends, why you should ask your parents to invest money in stock market just because you want to invest? It is a wrong idea. Please don't do that. Don't ask money from your wife, money from your husband, money from your friend or your parents. Do your own investments with your own hard earned money, and then prove that you are a better investor. Next common mistake: not discussing the money matters in the family. It is considered as a taboo. If you ask your father, Father, may I know your monthly income? Definitely he will give one statement on the left and on the right. I'm sure most of you have okay, easily understood what I want to say. One on the left cheek and one on the right cheek. So even we, when we grow up, when our son or daughter asks how you are managing your money, daddy, what are the ways in which you spend money or save money, it is our duty to tell them or teach them the pros and cons of investments, which have been missing for so many generations. You will have to do it. You should not do any hide and seek, okay, with your family members. That's what I believe, and that is one mistake. Getting too greedy with investment. Okay, greed is the only cause for the problems in your investment journey. So okay, hold on to your greed. Don't invest 10 lakh rupees just because you have 15 lakh rupees in your bank account. For 15 lakh rupees worth net worth, you should analyze what is the expenditure, what is the future consequence for such kind of a amount, and then a smaller portion of that investment has to go into gold, silver, equity stocks, mutual funds, bonds, even cryptocurrencies if you wish to. You know, that is one area where again youths are getting diverted. Cryptocurrencies are not bad, but neither they are very good. So only when they are regulated, you should think of investments. Next, wasting time on unproductive things. So I really appreciate those people who are listening to this talk. Rather, there are so many people wandering around who don't have any financial literacy, and they take some hasty decisions without learning. So skilled people will always make skilled decisions, and they know how to grow their money. So India is changing, and you have to keep learning until the last day of our life. The learning never stops. We have to keep learning. So unproductive things, wasting time on unproductive things is a wrong idea. Lack of disciplined investment is another common problem. Quickly, I will go to the next. And lastly, I would like to say the root cause of all this problem is lack of knowledge about personal financial management. You don't look into your own bank passbook, how much money is earned by you, how much money is spent by you, then why are you expecting a portfolio manager or some XYZ person in your family to take care of your finances? God has to bless. So, friends, we have to look at the root cause of our problems. We have to look at our own personal financials, and try to invest the money. So I would recommend all the listeners in this okay platform guest speech, on investments, you please watch a uh, serial that comes on the television, Shark Tank India, where big business barons, magnates, business magnates, they talk about investments. Their hard earned money, they don't give away just like that. Even if they have crores of money, okay, if they have to put their money in these startups, they will think 100 times. They will do proper market research and analysis, and then only invest. So you can watch episodes like Shark Tank India, and you can see so many startup companies back in 2022. Many such angel investors or venture capitalists have invested, and that investment is also their hard earned money. Okay, so you can also watch episodes like Dragon's Den, which is a British run show. The original concept of Shark Tank came from Japan. Okay. And then you can see Shark Tank Australia and Shark Tank United States, where you get a lot of insights on how exactly they invest the hard earned money in various startups or businesses, how they grow their equity or the capital, and how they do the business. With that, I would like to end my session. And I would really thank for your patient listening, and the organizers, especially Rupa Madam, for giving me an opportunity to talk so many things non-stop. Because I'm a lecturer, I have a habit of talking something for a very prolonged time, because these are my areas of interest. So I beg your pardon if I have spoken something which is unwanted. So the platform is open for discussion. Uh, Maybe I think Rupa Madam can pitch in and you can ask some questions. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, sir. Here we have some of questions in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Can I?
I will
Yes.
just, yes. Please read it
First,
out, sir.
yes, sir. First question is, what are the common investment options available to
Okay.
individuals?
Yes.
So can you give me access of the screen share? I can share my screen.
Yes, please do it, sir. Please share the screen.
I can repeat the question again. What are the common investment options available to individuals?
Okay. See, the common investment options available to each individual is you can open a demat account and start investing smaller parts of your saving as investment in equity stocks, in mutual funds, in electronic traded funds. I will just show one interface where I thought of sharing. So you can see here, BIRET is a real estate investment trust fund. So just like you put your money in mutual fund, you can invest in this. Like you can place a buying order and you can see the current market price and you can
So,
see the fundamentals. Okay.
sorry to interrupt. We are not able to
Yes, sir.
see your screen. You want to access?
Uh, no, sir. I don't need an access. I will just tell you orally.
Okay.
So you can invest in equity shares by opening a demat account. Point number one. Point number two, if you don't want to actively participate in the stock market, please keep a habit of investing in mutual funds compulsorily. It is a must for every Indian, because I mentioned in at one point of time that only 4% of Indians are investing actively in stock market. The 30 to 40% of the returns and investments are made by outsiders outside India. They take away money from Indian markets. So I urge everyone to do that through mutual funds and through equity market participation. You can invest your money. The second is mutual fund. Third is you can buy gold ETFs instead of buying gold mutual funds. Gold electronic traded funds are just like stocks, which you buy from the market. You can do it directly from your demat account. You have options of buying gold and also silver. Last year they have introduced silver bees, silver ETF, which was not available so far. So Indians have that mentality of saving money in gold. No problem. You can do investments in gold. And please make sure you don't save a very large money only in your savings bank account. What you can do is you can invest in overnight debt funds, which can be liquidated within a day or two, and they give you 1 to 2% greater or higher returns than your savings bank rate of return. So by doing these things, you can increase your savings value and also the investments, return on investment.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I hope
And
I have answered. Yeah.
yes, sir. And another question is there from Mr. Kushal KS. Hello, sir. How would you select a good mutual fund And what are the criteria do we consider?
Yes. How to select a good mutual fund, my friend? First thing is you should go to a website called as moneycontrol.com. www.moneycontrol control.com. You have plethora of mutual funds available, and you select only those mutual funds which are top rated from HDFC, from SBI, okay, and from many others, depending on, there are, in the menu, there are several options available for children education, for emergency fund, contra fund, for retirement fund, for wealth generation. You can select a good mutual fund. And friends, please remember, do not buy a mutual fund in regular fund option. You will be paying 1% unnecessary expense towards buying the mutual fund. Go with a direct mutual fund, not a regular mutual fund. Please mark it. Don't invest in regular mutual fund. Type growth mutual fund, which directly gives you the exact return that market generates. So that is how you select a good mutual fund. And always you should, okay, select top rated companies, which the money control would give you a clear cut picture of which is a good mutual fund. And what is the criteria we consider before we choose one? Now here, my friend, assuming our age is 100, though it is not 100, 99% of the cases, if your age is 20, you have 80 years more to go. Please invest 80% of your savings into mutual funds. If your age is 50 years, anticipating that you will live for the next 50 years, reduce your investment component to only 50%, because only 50% of your life is left. So that is how, with ratio and proportionately, you can invest wisely in any mutual fund and also in the stock market.
Okay, sir. And there's one more
Sir, I
question
have answered. Yes.
from Aishwarya. Yes. Do I understand the investment and could I get my money out easily? You have to be
Yes.
specific.
Okay. You will get back your investment, but not as easy as you get it from your savings. See, savings is that money which you have immediate access. Like you go to an ATM machine and you withdraw all the money whenever you require. That money is called as savings. Supposing you have invested in equity shares, you can get back your money within 2 days or 3 days of time into your demat account, and from demat account into your savings bank account. Okay, but if you have invested in a mutual fund, you have to give at least a week's time for withdrawal of that money. So investment liquidity will take some extra time, because that, whenever you say investment itself is a long term journey. So when you're trying to stop a bus which has gone long, a very long distance from you, it will take some time to stop. Investment is just like that. Once you invest your money, it will take at least a week's time. But believe me, if you are investing in a illiquid security, for example, real estate, you can think of buying lands which can be easily marketable in a good locality. If you are buying a plot, Indians also can follow a habit of buying agricultural lands at a cheaper valuation wherever they are available, so that we have a proper mix in our portfolio. Definitely, investment is not very easy to liquidate, but it will take 1 week time, for some investments around 15 days time. But there is no such investment which will take years of time to recover the money. Don't worry as such.
Let's hope you got the answer, Aishwarya.
And one more thing, sir, I would like to mention,
Yes, sir.
You will not get back your investment if you have invested your money in penny stocks, in pump and dump scheme stocks, places where your money has gone into illiquid stocks, which are not traded regularly on BSE and NSE. Your money will be trapped because some scammer might withheld your money. uh, you have learnt about DMAT, DACA, and all last year, which hackers have hacked without even getting OTPs on your phone, without even generating a URL link. They used to take away shares from your account and they used to replace some useless shares into the DMAT account to cover up the same valuation. So please be very careful while sharing the OTPs and all that. Yeah. Sir, sorry, I took more time.
No issues, sir. There's one more question on real estate. Hope you answered the question.
Now, this is
Mr. Rajesh.
that are on autopilot
Yes, sir.
that someone else is taking care of. So in this case, we've got two projects. First one is that gymming 3 times a week, but this is basically on autopilot because now I've got a personal trainer. When I didn't have a personal trainer, this was very much an active investment. I had to actively invest.
Some cross connection, I believe. So we'll take the last question. Sir,
Yes.
what is chit fund and how does it work?
What is a
Chit fund, chits.
okay? Chit fund is basically you cannot call it as a investment, but you can definitely say that it is somewhere between savings and investment, where group of investors, okay, pool some money on a monthly basis, and a kind of bidding system happens every month, where a person, okay, giving a highest bid will take away. Let us say there are 10 friends, each one of them is investing 1,000 rupees, and 1,000 multiplied by 10, 10,000 rupees is the value of chit fund. Next month, our friend Shiv Prasad wants 9,000 rupees. He quotes a bid 9,000 and he gets 9,000 from one chit fund manager. Okay, whereas he has to pay back to the chit fund company worth 10,000 rupees, but he has got 9,000 rupees immediately for meeting his urgent requirements. So basically, chit fund is a good fund as long as the chit fund manager doesn't cheat you. Otherwise, it will become cheat fund manager.
So it's better to go with government certified or supported
Absolutely, sir.
organization rather than the private one.
Sir, the investors can think
One
of
question, sir.
Shriram chit funds. Yeah.
Yes.
Shashank, can I ask one question?
Yes, I
Yes,
think it
Mr.
is
Rahul.
Rahul, sir.
Rahul,
Yeah,
sir, please.
yeah, yeah. According to you, which is the best government investment scheme where we can invest? Because now we are 47, 48. So according to you, which investment scheme? I'm telling government scheme is better to invest.
Sir, if you ask me about the best government scheme, the sovereign bond issued for the golds by government by Nirmala Sitharaman is one of the best in gold. But please, look into the investment portion. Looking at the age factor, you can think of infrastructure bonds issued recently, okay, by government, and you can do the trading directly from NSE and BSE. You can also buy and sell government securities. If you give me, okay, the screen sharing is not allowed. Please go to nsc.com, which you are aware, and you can just put up the government infrastructure bonds. So, Rahul sir, now what is happening is the infrastructure is going to boom exponentially in India, because all these years we were under the British regiment and kind of slavery. So we cannot keep ourselves grounded. So it is time for Indians to grow. So infrastructure is going to grow, and steel structure is, steel companies are growing. many housing companies, housing sector is going to grow. So you can think of investing your money in infrastructure bonds, especially national highways and all. Many schemes have come, so you can invest, sir. Directly from your demat account, you can do it.
Okay,
You can just type GSEC,
okay,
government
thank you.
securities. Yes, and you will have government securities for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and 20 years directly in your Zerodha, Motilal Oswal, Sher Khan, all such demat accounts.
Thank
Sir,
you. Thank you.
yes, thank you.
Dear participants, any other questions or feedback you want to share? Please unmute and you can share your questions or any feedback.
Sir, I am Rupashri.
Hi, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
Hello. It was a wonderful session, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very,
Thank
very
you.
interesting session. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation and delivering such an interesting and a very wonderful session.
Madam, with folded hands, I will do pranams to you, because you have asked me to do it, which was actually an opportunity for me, and you have actually given me an opportunity to speak out whatever was there in my heart. Okay, I was speaking in a very limited space so far, within my friend circle, family circle, and there is one WhatsApp group where Dr. Shashank's investment den. Over there, I'll be sharing some good stocks for investments. So what I can do is I will share the link if you would wish to share it with your participants and become a part of that group. And also, I have a YouTube channel, and I would like to talk many more things about investments and how systematically each one of us can invest wisely. And Rupashri, madam, you have given me an opportunity rather to speak before more than 100 participants, and I hope I have done justice to whatever I have spoken.
Sir, there are
I
100 participants. That itself tells how effective this session was. And I have a very
Madam,
small
thank you.
question, sir. It is regarding
Yes.
savings and income tax. Can you
Please,
suggest
ma'am.
some scheme which can reduce the amount of income tax that we have to pay, other than housing loan and all that?
Yes, ma'am. Beautiful. So, first and foremost, to make a systematic investment, you have to take 1 or 2 maximum insurance policies under ATC, which will come as a deduction in, you can claim as exemption in the income tax. The immediate thing what you can do as an investment is, there is a lock-in period for tax savings schemes, which is called as equity linked saving schemes for 3 years. Please go for Tata linked saving schemes or SBI linked saving schemes. They are mutual funds only, madam. And as the Nifty grows, Sensex grows, as our Indian economy grows, okay, with the vision, the Amrit Mahotsav, or the vision that India has, as we progress in times to come, your fund will grow exponentially. I remember I had invested a particular X amount during COVID crash, and now in a span of 2-3 years, it is giving a very good internal rate of return. Okay, which is like maybe around triple digit return on investment. That is, percentage return on investment is like around 182% on tax saving scheme. So please invest in tax saving scheme, which has 3 years lock-in period. You cannot withdraw the money before the third year. So you can invest definitely in such schemes for saving tax.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I think all the youngsters
you,
in the all the youngsters who are attending this will remember this formula, that is income minus savings is expenses.
Yes.
Formula to be
Savings
remembered.
first, savings first, expenses next. Only in the dictionary, expense comes first, saving comes next. But in our life dictionary, saving should come first, expense should come later.
Very
Madam,
true,
I
sir.
should also fill the form for certificate.
Yes, sir. There are a lot of feedbacks which has come in the chat box, sir. I'll read out some of the feedbacks. So a wonderful
Yes, ma'am.
session. Thanks a lot,
Yes, sir.
sir. It has
Thank
been
you,
a
sir.
wonderful time spending with you, Dr. Shashank, sir. Can you share the PPT is what one person has asked.
Sure, sir.
Yes, that can be
Yeah.
shared. Can you share your contact number so that we can call you up
Sir,
and ask for
please,
investment
yes,
details?
please share my contact number and my email ID.
Yes, sir.
I will just type it over here.
So you can send me in WhatsApp. That will be helpful. I can put it in the chat
Yes,
box.
yes. I will share it on your WhatsApp number, sir. And
Sir,
you
otherwise
can share it with
in
the
the chat box
participants.
itself. You can share it in the chat box itself.
Yes,
You are
sir.
the host.
I'm
So
doing
you
it.
can be reached.
I'm fantastic, sir. I'll just copy paste the same thing what I have written in the PPT. Please give me a minute, sir. I'm doing it.
Yes, sir. In the meantime, feedback form is provided in the chat box in Zoom. Kindly fill it so that we can share your e-certificates through email.
Sir, I have just copied the content which was available in PPT and I have pressed the enter button. Hope
Yes, sir.
everyone is able to see it.
Yes, sir.
Now what I'll do is I will share one link where it is called as Dr. Shashank's investment den. So I think many participants can take advantage of that.
Yes, very true.
So I have shared the WhatsApp link where interested people can join. And there are no recommendations, nothing like I'm not a SEBI registered advisor, but I'll be sharing some knowledge or some stock ideas where your hard earned money will make money for you even when you sleep. You should make money even when you sleep. That is what Warren Buffett says. You should learn to invest in US stocks also. No need to invest in bulk amount. Even $1 fractional share you can buy by investing in US stocks. So such ideas I'll be giving through this WhatsApp group. You can take advantage of it. So that is what I wish every participant here does and takes maximum benefit out of whatever knowledge I have gained so far in my life.
Thanks a lot, sir. So we'll go ahead with the last feedback, which is sent by Mr. Sai Pala. I'm a student of Shashank sir and Rupa madam in Sindhi College. It was a great learning session. Thank you, my professors. I request them to do this learning session frequently. Sure, madam.
Definitely, madam. We will do it. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback.
So now I request Professor Samiksha from Department of Commerce, Srilakshmi College of Management and Science to give the vote of thanks.
Good evening, one and all present here. It's Samiksha Varun Shetty, Assistant Professor from Department of Commerce, Srilakshmi College of Management and Science, stand before you to propose a vote of thanks. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Let me thank our guest of speaker, Dr. Shashank M. Hiremath sir, DISM, MBA, MCOM, UGC NET and PhD holder, at the same time certified technical and financial analyst in the stock and drive market. We appreciate your professionalism and we are thankful for providing us knowledge and helpful information. At the same time, you kept us constructively occupied throughout your brilliant skills of presentation. We are looking forward to hear you again. Thank you, sir. I would like to express our profound thanks to our respected principal, Dr. Joseph Ravi, sir, Srilakshmi College of Management and Science. Thank you, sir. Let me thank Mrs. Clara Robert, ma'am, Administrator, Srilakshmi College of Management and Science, for your presence, ma'am. Thank you. Let me thank our Vice Principal, Dr. Kittu, sir, Srilakshmi College of Management and Science. Thank you, sir. I thank Dr. A.M. Suresh, sir, Founder and Managing Director, Disciples India Education Resource Private Limited, for your presence. Thank you, sir. Let me take an opportunity to thank Dr. Rupashri T. Ma'am, President, Disciples India Learning Forum Limited. Thank you, ma'am. I also thank Shivprasad K.M. sir, Co-founder and Executive Director, Disciples Cooperative School. Thank you, sir. I also extend heartfelt thanks to all the principals, teaching, non-teaching staffs, and students from different colleges for making this program a successful one. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you,
So
sir.
now, thanks a lot, sir. It has been a wonderful session. Thanks for your time, and hope all the participants have taken the right inputs on savings and investment and go forward in their career. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you again. And before we end the session, I request everyone to stand up for the national anthem.
Yes, sir.
अधिनायक जय भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all again. Thank you, sir. If you want to
Thank you,
be-
sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Google link has been provided in the chat box. Dear participants, kindly fill up the form to get your e-certificates in
Sir,
7
can you
working days.
please send the link again, sir?
Okay, I'll be sharing it again.
Thank
Yes. Done. So anybody who wants to connect with Disciples India Learning Forum Discord, all the best and have a thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.